Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to math class. Today in math, we're working on a math around the room challenge. So after you've finished your math around the room challenge, or if you're watching this on playback because maybe you missed today at school or you didn't have enough time to work through that, then just work the problems along with me. If you've already done them, follow along and check your answers each time. Once I show you the problem, you can pause the video and try to work it on your own, and then check your work when I do. So remember, this is to help you be the best learner you can be. So where are you at? Can you do them by yourself? Are you checking your work because you already did it? Or do you need me to guide you through each step? And then the next time you'll be able to do it first by yourself. Okay, ready? So make sure you have your paper from today's Math Around the Room challenge. And if you don't, just follow along with me. So problem number 1, 7 times 2 is the same as what times 1? So I know that I need to rewrite the problem on this. So on my paper, number 1, we're going to just write this problem. 7 times 2 is the same as something times 1. So I need to rewrite this problem. 7 times 2 is equal to 14. 14 is the same as what number times 1? The identity property tells us to multiply any number by itself. Any number multiplied by 1 is equal to itself. So 14 is the same as 14 times 1. All right, so that makes this equation true. 14 is equal to 14. So on your paper for number 1, you should have put the answer 14. Now, some of you worked all the problems, then you turned the paper over so that you could just check your work. So make sure that your work looks like this and that you've put the answer to number 1 on this side. I'm just going to label my paper so that it makes sense. I want to try to make this easy for when you turn this in for us to check that you are correct. Number 2. The second math challenge question looks like this. Go ahead and pause the video and solve it on your own. All right, if you're ready to check your work, we have 6 times 5 is the same as 15 plus what? So we need to solve the side that doesn't have an unknown, just like this. 6 times 5 is the same as 15 plus something. So 6 times 5 is 30. And 30 is the same as 15 plus, that's right, 15. Now we know that both sides are equal. 30 is the same as 30. Good job. So then on my answer side for number 2, the number that we put in the box is actually 15. It's not 30. 30 tells us that this side is the same as this side. The answer in the box is 15. Go ahead and look at challenge number 3. And it looks like this. 6 times 2 is the same as 4 times what? Pause the video and try it on your own. All right, now it's time to check. Number 3, 6 times 2 is the same as 4 times blank. So we're going to solve one side first and rewrite the problem. So 6 times 2 is 12, and 12 is the same as 4 times what? So I can skip count by 4s, 4, 8, 12. So that's 3 of them. So 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Now both sides balance. So the answer is 3. I'm going to go back up to my answer section and I'm going to put the whole number 3. Put number 4's answer right here. And I'll go ahead and show you the 4th challenge. Here's the 4th question. balancing these equations. So I'm going to look at both sides. I see that 8 times 5 is the same as 20 times something. We're going to do this side first. Pause and try. All right, now it's time for us to review our work. So number 4, go all the way up here. Number 4, 8 times 5 is the same as 20 times something. Now, 8 times 5 is 40. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. 40 is the same as 20 times what? How many 20s will make 40? 2. 20 plus 20 is 40. So we multiply 2 times 20. And that 2 times 2 is 4. 0 times 2 is 0. So there's our 40. 40 is the same as 40. So my answer is 2. Let me go back up to my answers at the top. You can see right here. And I'm just going to put the whole number 2. I'm going to go to problem number 5. Remember, at any time you can pause the video and check carefully. If you have any questions, you can ask your neighbor or you can write it down and I will help you after the video. Okay, number 5. 10 times 3 is the same as 5 times what? Pause the video and write that down. Go ahead and solve it. Okay, so you found your work and now we're going to check. I'm going to put number 5 right here on my paper. And 10 times 3 is the same as 5 times what? Okay. 10 groups of 3 or 10 times 3 is 10, 20, 30. So we're going to write down the problem or the answer 30 here is the same as 5 times something. So I'm going to skip count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 5 times 6 is equal to 30. So I'm going to put down a 6. And if I go back up to my problem at the tip top, my answer is 6. I'll go ahead and put a 6 right here, circle it. And challenge number 6 looks like this. 123 plus 17 is the same as 120 plus something. Pause the video and try on your own. Okay, now let's write it down and I'll show you how I solved it. Check your work as we go. Number 6. 123 plus 17 is equal to 120 plus something. So first, I'm going to solve the side that doesn't have an unknown, this side. So I'm going to stack them just like this, making sure that I have my 1s and my 10s lined up together. 7 plus 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. I use touch math. Put down a 0, carry the 1. Now I'm going to look at my 10s. 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 plus 1 is 4. So that would be 140. Now I'm going to rewrite my problem. 140 is equal to 120 plus something. How do I know what the answer is here? A couple of ways. First, if I know that 120 plus 20 is 140, if I can just look at that and see that 20 plus 20 is 40, or I can make the fact family. And just to show you what that would look like, you do not have to write this. This is a fact family. I know that the opposite of adding is subtracting. So the fact family answer would also be 140, or I guess I should say the fact family strategy could look like this. 140 minus 120 would equal the unknown because we're flipping the equation to help us solve. 20 plus 20 is 40. So 120 plus 20 is 140. And that makes our equation balance. But you could Stack it just like that. 0 minus 0 is 0. 4 minus 2 is 2. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So the answer is 20. 20 here, 20 here, and 20 is the answer. So we're going to go back up to number 6, and I'm going to write 20. Number 7. Number 7 is adding with regrouping. Just put that right here. As you can see, I'm at the bottom of my paper, but I still have some space here. So I'm going to neatly make my number 7 here. I know that there are 10 equations or 10 problems, so I'm going to leave some space. So 7, 8, 9, and 10. I went ahead and numbered those. Now go ahead and pause the video and solve problem 7. All right, hopefully you paused, and now you're going to check your work. 496 plus 284 is the same as, when we add and subtract, we start in the ones place. Go to your ones, line them up. 6 plus 4 is 10. Put down a 0, carry a 1. Now we're in the tens. 1 10 plus 9 tens plus 8 tens. I know my doubles really well. So 8 plus 1 is 9, and 9 plus 9 is 18. Or I could say 9 plus 1 is 10, and 10 plus 8 is 18. Put down the 8 and carry the 1, which is 100 now. 100 plus 400 plus 200. So I'm going to start with the 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5, 6, 7. So 780 is my answer. So write that down in your section at the top. And move on to number 8. Problem 8 looks like this. 6,040 minus 479. Number 8. 6040 minus 479. 0 cannot take away 9, so it needs help from the tens. Go to the tens and ask for 10. Change the 4 tens to 3 tens, and then our ones, we add 10 to it. 10 plus 0 is 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. 3 cannot take away 7, so we have to regroup again. There's nothing in the hundreds that can help. There's nothing that we can do except go to the thousands. Change your thousands, minus 1,000, so 6,000 minus 1 is 5. We're going to share, make this into a 10, and then we change it again into a 9. Then we add 10 plus 3. What is 10 plus 3? 13. So we could cross it out. I'm running out of space a little bit, so I'm just going to put the 1 right beside the 3. 13 minus 7. 13, count backwards. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. I made 6 dots on my paper as I was counting back. So 13 minus 7 is 6. And maybe you already knew that math fact by memorizing. This is how we double check sometimes. Sometimes you can double check, is what I should say. Okay. 9 minus 4, 9. Count back. 8, 7, 6, 5. So my answer is 5. Come on down. 5,000 minus no thousands is still 5,000. So for number 8, my answer is 5,561. All right, moving on along. Pause if you need to. Now we're going to look at problem number 9. Write this down and solve. Okay, you should have paused the video and solved. So now let's check your work. Number 9. We have 5,000 minus 3,429. We already know that there's going to be a lot of regrouping in this problem, so pay very close attention. 0 cannot help the 9. It cannot take away 9. We have to have help, right? Go all the way to the 5. Change the 5 to a 4. This becomes a 10, then a 9, 10, then a 9, 10, and now we can begin. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 2, 9, 8, 7. 9 minus 4, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And 4 minus 3 is 1. Very good, friends. So my answer is 1,500. 1,571. That's what happens at school when we're too still for too long, then all of a sudden the lights go out. 1,571. So I'm going to go up to number 9 and I'm going to put 1,571. All right. Now it's time to go to the last challenge problem for this math around the room, which was number 10. Write the problem down and solve on your own, and then come back and we'll check. All right, ready? Here we go. 8,236. So I have a little bit of space, and yes, I'm going to go over the pink line, but I'm going to be really neat, so it will be okay. Number 10, 8,236 minus 958. 958. Again, we're going to have a lot of regrouping for this problem. 6 minus 8. So let's get in a little closer here. 6 minus 8, we cannot do that. So we must go to the tens, change the 3 to a 2, add 10 to 6. 6 plus 10 is 16. 16 minus 8. There's a double fact there. 16 minus 8 is 8. Very good. Now, 2 minus 5. 2 minus 5. You're right, we can't do that. So we're going to change the 2 to a 1 and add 10 to the 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 minus 5. Count back. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. And that makes sense because 7 plus 5 is 12. 1 minus 9, again, we need to regroup. Go to the thousands, change it to a 7. Add 1,000, which is the same as 10 hundreds. So 10 plus 1 is an 11. 11 minus 9. 11, 10, 9. Just 2. And then 7 minus nothing is 7. 7,278. So I'm going to go all the way back up to my answers, and I'm going to write 7,278. All right, there's one more thing we need to do before we turn our paper in. You need to write your name, your number, and today's date. Then turn your paper in to your teacher and keep learning a lot. I'll see you soon, friends. Bye.